All right, guys, welcome to Podcast on Wheels. Today we have two special guests, guys that have took the leap, took the jump, changed the path for a lot of people. Guys, it's helped me level up. My good friend Nathan Schmidt and Andrew Pryor. Guys, welcome to the studio. Thank you so much for being here. With Benzy, how did it start? Where are we going? Tell us about it.
Well, you know, the funny story, Nathan called me about getting in this health business, and I was like, I ain't got time for that crap. So that's kind of, we're probably getting a t-shirt with that on it now at this point. But no, Nathan found it. I mean, I'll let Nathan talk, but like, it's just funny because like, this was kind of started, like, it wasn't plan A.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I actually love telling the story because it's the one time that everything was reverse engineered. So it actually started, I've been in insurance 20 years, and I was looking for health insurance for me and my kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's got to be something out there other than the traditional insurance. And I stumbled upon these hospital indemnity plans that you can bundle and everything. I said, these are phenomenal. And I was like, I actually love this. And I got thinking, it's like, I know a lot of business owners, right? I love business owners. And it's one of the reasons why we target self-employed people. And I said, how many more business owners would want to save money on health insurance? Have a plan they can actually use? Because I never used mine.
Right.
Not even for, never paid me down. And so I had a relationship with Andrew, and I came to Andrew and I said, hey man, this is really awesome. What do you think? And can we build a lead for this? There's got to be other people out there we can reach them and create a lead, right? And so that's really kind of, before it was Benzy, that's what it was. And then you want to talk about the lead part?
Yeah. So we worked on the lead, and we kind of like wanted to target people just like us, because we felt like, you know, when you want the product that you sell, then you should be able to sell it pretty effectively, right? So that's when we kind of knew, because when he was explaining the products to me, I was like, well, I want one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm tired of paying, you know, $1,200, $1,500 a month for insurance I don't even use, you know, plus deductibles and all that stuff. And so I think that was kind of the writing on the wall. So that's when we got a little bit more serious about developing the lead. And I'll be honest with you, man, we put a lot of work into it, but we also it was harder coming up with the name of the company than it was, you know, because we wanted it to be something new, something short, you know, brandable. And so we landed on that, and it's kind of been crazy ever since, man.
Yeah. Well, from a personal experience, okay, been a small business owner since 2005, we'll say. And once Courtney and I got married, you know, she would go to the accountant and find out what insurance or how do we qualify, what's the income, right? What's our projected income? I didn't know any better. And so I'm like, okay, well, how do we do this? Do we say we make this much, or do we write this off? Or if we write this off, now I can't go get the loans next year. And now I can't manage my finances. And now I'm playing a game of hide the cash, and that's stupid. Yeah. Right? So you can't level up that way. So when I looked at her, I said, hey, Courtney, what if there was a possibility that I could get on the phone with people and just say, I got you. I can take this burden of health insurance. And you guys have helped my family. You know, we have Allstate plan right now. And we have a product that we sell, right? Because that's the best way to do it. It's a fundamentals plus if you're keeping track at home. So, but that's what we have. And that burden you took off of my family that literally used to be devastating. Like, how do we do this? What do we because if we put too much or we don't put enough, are they going to come back and take it out of our taxes? What games are we playing? You guys have a solution to a lot of people's problems. So your personal experience brought you to that, and other people we've heard this weekend, but we're having a conference at the nicest place I've ever been in my life. Okay. This is freaking cool. Everywhere I turn around, there's something new. There's an opportunity here. So how did y'all come up with this place? First year, man, it's first class, good people. So how did y'all come up with this?
Well, this is our first convention, conference, whatever you want to call it. And we wanted something, we preach, you know, high quality over quantity, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to our agents, and so we're looking for people who want to make a living with this. We don't need large numbers of agents to do large numbers. As you could probably see, we're one of the fastest growing, largest IMOs in this space in our first year. And we did it with, 100 active writing agents, right? We recruited more, but that's kind of where we're at. And so our thought was more family style, right? A lot of people like to do families. We wanted close knit. We want to learn and grow from each other. We want to rub shoulders with other successful agents. So we wanted something that was more resort style, right? Not just go to a hotel, go in a conference room, spit a bunch of numbers and be done. Like, we can actually hang out. We have fun together. We've been on trips all around the world. Some of us have with the carriers. And we said, let's make that a Benzy thing. So each year as we do this, we hope to do it in more of a resort style to where we just have fun and like we can extend it and actually a place you'd want to stay after the convention.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I mean, we wanted to have fun and make money. And I think the key to doing that is working with people you like.
Right.
Life's short.
Heck yeah.
I mean, like at the end of the day, it's no fun. Everybody hates certain part of their coworkers, whatever. Well, here we have a choice.
Right.
We don't want to work with someone. It's not
Right.
because, hey, we're not a fit for everybody. Right. But no company is. But at the same time, like the amount of people, I was telling Nathan the other day, like, it's no fun if you can make money by yourself.
Right.
Like having people win around you makes it like,
that's cool.
it's such a fundamental principle, but like they'll even say like, if you give more then like your joy goes up, right?
Amen.
That's a principle.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, we get to see that in Benzy because like we have people that were struggling financially when they came to us wanting to get out of the business. And now a year later, they're thriving. And I'm going to tell you right now, that gives me goosebumps because of the life change.
Yeah.
It's not because we're anything special. It's because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
We're figuring this out, right? I'm going to do my job as best I can. He's going to do his. You do yours. Man, we're all going to win.
Right.
And I think that's a cool thing about our culture here at Benzy.
It is an amazing culture, guys. And it was cool to hear. And I've been to a lot of conferences. And as a former baseball coach, every year there's conferences and there's drills and instructions and you go learn from these guys, right? But to see how beautiful this place is, the lights on the stage, the Benzy thing that's coming up, the award ceremony tonight. I mean, tell us about that award. This is y'all's first time to do this, right? So what are some exciting things, maybe some challenges, or what do you know now that you might have done different, or what you got?
Well, I'll take the word.
Tonight's going to be fun.
Tonight is going to be a party.
Okay.
We had some outstanding producers who deserve some special recognition. And I will just say this, and you'll see eventually.
Sure.
We will not disappoint when it comes to our awards and the way we introduce people. So they will be celebrated. I'm so glad that they brought their families. I want their families to be proud of them. And we're going to put them in the spotlight and we're going to make them feel bigger than anything they ever felt. So tonight is going to be the main event. I like the meat and potatoes and the training.
Sure.
I liked the piano bar last night and see everybody and the drinks.
Right.
But the awards dinner is always going to be something that's talked about at Benzy.
Yeah, because like you're celebrating other people's successes, and then like that's why like you talk about like where we're going.
Right.
So this year we had 5 people write around $1 million in premium, and a few others that were close. But so I would think next year the goal is like, could we 5x that? Can we get 20, 25 people walking across stage that all wrote $1 million in a 12-month period? I'm like, yeah, that's really doable, So I think with the systems, the culture, the work ethic, I think we can definitely do that next year.
Right. One thing really cool from today's training, if you will, if you want to call it training, it didn't feel like training.
Right.
Okay. Because you would walk up and say something and you got the mic and it's like, hey, we're like a little family here. There's a 50, 60, I don't know how many exactly is in here, but then you take Mike and Candy and Brian and put them on stage. Okay. Some similarities, but completely different personalities, as we learned today. So when you're bringing people in, do they have to fit a certain mold, or how do they become themselves, and how do they do that within your Benzy frame?
That's a great question. I mean,
I feel like it's like if you have a successful team, you got a good coach, good ownership, all that, right? And you bring in a young, talented guy, the culture helps shape them, honestly. Like, we have such good people that speak on our calls and everything. And like you saw them on there, like they're laying the path and the foundation for our new agent. And we had some brand new agents in there, some less than a month. And they're seeing what it takes to be successful. And that's why we wanted, and I appreciate them literally sharing to the detail what they do, because that's helped shaping the culture. Outside of that, just be somebody real and nice, right?
Yeah.
And want to do well by yourself and your family. And I think those people fit Benzy really well.
Here at Schmidt Financial Services, we take care of small business owners, 1099 contract workers, and their families. We know insurance can be rough if you're a small business owner, so we are here to make things easy. Visit our website, smithfinancial.services, to learn more.
Yeah, you talk about like, if I'm an agent and I'm coming to this, I want to hear from people that are doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and those 3 have done it and are doing it. So it's like, I think they all three crushed it, and I think it was really good to hear from those different perspectives. But like, if they're winning, then we want to share what they're doing so everybody can win.
Right. And that's from a personal level. I've talked to Mike, I've talked to Candy, I've talked to Brian, and each one of them have given me nuggets in a different way. And you got a guy who stands up on stage and says, I proudly dropped out of high school, got my GED, and he's one of the leaders in this company. And then you got Candy, who, when she wakes up, her day's already determined and scheduled. And then Holden's like, hey, what do we do? We call it. But they all win. And that's what you said. It's like you bring people together, we're winning together. Guys, if somebody wanted to join Benzy or look at that opportunity, who are you looking for? What are you looking for? And how do they find you guys?
I'll start.
Okay.
Well, we have a site, where we kind of share the opportunities, stuff like that. That's
and y'all's pictures on there. It looks very good.
Yeah.
I did go there. Good picture.
Yeah. We have ways of getting people to share the opportunity and stuff like that. But you asked the main question, and really it's not how do we share it, but it's who are we looking for?
Right.
And I would argue that, I've heard a guy say a long time ago, you hire character and you train skill. So if you really unpack that, it's like, I want someone that's willing to work, is coachable. It's no different than a baseball player, right? I want someone that wants to work hard. They're coachable, right? Because I can teach skill. Yes. There is obviously God-given talent and, personalities and stuff like that. And I think, you saw that today on stage. But at the end of the day, like, I want someone that's willing to work hard, has a great attitude. We'll teach them the nuts and bolts. That's who I'm looking for.
Awesome. As y'all have developed this, is there anything that you're looking forward to the next year? Like, hey, we want to, 5X, 10X, Uncle Grant talking about 10X, mentality. So how do you guys see that growing? Is there a number of agents? Is there how many different, and not to mention, okay, you guys have got new carriers and you've done a lot of things. So I understand there's only so much time, but as we grow, like, where do you look for, numbers for the future? Is there more carriers? Is there more agents? How are we growing?
Well, the short answer is all the above, right? But I laid out a quick vision at the end of the training today. I think by June, we want to have 150 active agents. Active meaning they're writing at least 3 deals a week and leads every single week. I think that's very doable with what we have and even who we have in the pipeline. By the end of the year, I'd like to have 250. Those 250, we always say it's like the movie 300, right?
Yeah.
300, give me 300 Spartans over 10,000 slugs, where they call this. Right. 250 guys writing 3 deals a week. We're 3.5 million plus. We're one of the top largest out there. I do see us in the future having our own Benzy product built with the carrier.
Yeah.
I think that's somewhere we're going to get to eventually. Whether it's just for us exclusively or primarily for us, I don't know yet, but I think that's coming down the line. So we have some exciting things. I do think this will be, it's crazy because we grew so much out of nowhere.
Right.
Literally, like, carriers are like, we never even heard of you guys. Right? So it's like, well, we're here. Like, okay. But, and so that was kind of different because that's not normal in the industry.
Right.
And there aren't many IMOs even growing in this space, which is kind of eye-opening too. Like, life and all that, you got a lot of young people. Health is kind of a dying, on the IMO side, it's kind of dying. Everybody's older or been around, established forever. They aren't really growing. They're kind of more maintaining. Whereas Benzy, they call us the Benzy Boys. The Benzy Boys, we got it together. We got our own leads. We got our own system, everything.
Right.
Another thing a lot of people don't have is their own leads. So that gives us a big advantage. But I think this year will be our biggest growth year by far.
Okay.
Because last year we were building out training
systems.
We were developing managers. We had to have a lead system that could distribute leads more efficiently as we grew on and just so Andrew wasn't having to work all night and day and out leads, right? So really this year, that's why we're most excited. The foundation, the heavy part's done.
Right.
Will we have challenge? Sure. But our growth is going to be, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah. And to kind of humanize what he's saying, it's like, we kind of want to work with people that we don't mind hanging out on the beach with.
Right.
Because everybody's going to be winning trips. We're going to be traveling the world together.
Yeah.
It's funny. I ran into Mike. You mentioned Mike. I ran into him in the lobby when he was checking in. I was like, dude, do you realize the hotels that I run, that you and I have been in? No. Like it's ridiculous. Right. Mexico, Rome. We've traveled to Dallas and all these other Nashville twice. Now here, and it's kind of like, is this real? Honestly, in the trips, you hear some agents say, well, I'd rather make money than, I don't care about trips. Bull.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man, it's even if it's just nice to be honored.
The only
You know.
people saying that are the ones who have
Are the ones that haven't been on
Yeah.
trips. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't care about trips. Wait,
Yeah.
these are nice.
Yeah. But no, I would say that we're concerned with like the movie 300. We want to work with people that want to be here.
Yeah.
And but we want all of them winning. And you asked about 3, 2, 4, 3 years from now, whatever.
Yeah.
And the goal is to get our agents earning renewals.
Renewals. What's that?
Yeah.
What's renewals?
Well, that's the crazy part is we haven't even we barely even have tapped into renewals. Right?
Right.
So like agents that are happy now, and they're like, I can't tell you, that's probably the most satisfying thing is agents that are like, I'm making more money than I ever have, and I'm not getting all the chargebacks. But I'm telling them like some of these haven't hit their back end pay, let alone the renewal part. And I'm like, it's just going to keep getting better for you, man. And like, that's the cool part about what we're selling now.
And that is, and I talked to a guy who's been doing insurance a long time, and maybe not as long as you guys, but he told me, he said, the crazy part about insurance is nobody wants to use any of their insurance except for their health insurance. We obviously don't want to use our life policy. We don't really want to use our auto insurance because that means oops has happened. But everybody, yeah, exactly. And then we get, kicked out. So, but the health insurance, like you said, it was kind of dying. Like, how did that appeal to you guys to say health insurance, Benzy, small business owners? Is it just your personal experience, or that was that solution that you found?
Yeah, I think it ties back to the first question is like,
Right.
I liked it. And I'm like, I like working with small business owners. They're easy to talk to. They respect your time. They have money. A lot of them are doing well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, and the one thing I know that anytime I talk to a business owner, I say, hey, how do you feel about your health insurance? I know the answer. They hate it. Right? So loaded question, right?
Sucks.
So less rejection, I guess, would be the best way to say it.
Okay.
When it comes to agents calling leads, life insurance, you can get more rejection. Health insurance, everyone wants to talk to you about it. So
Yeah, too. And what's really cool about the health insurance model, so if you look at the average commission, we'll say the average family is paying around $5,000 a year in premium. Well, the average commission rate is around, say 20%, and it obviously goes up, but that's $1,000. Well, that's the average life insurance sale in the mortgage protection industry, which is what everybody loves, right? And so it's like, or the life business,
Right.
But yet you get the renewal too. So it's kind of like you're really mixing the renewal side of the industry and the life insurance upfront commissions. Of you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
A lot of PNC agents, they make between 4 and 15%, but that's it, residual. So it takes a long time to build a steady paycheck. Whereas with us, it's like, well, you can get that big upfront and you get that back end. So it's like, whoa, we're kind of getting our cake and eat it too a little bit in this industry.
I want to add something to that too. When you save someone a lot of money, they teach you in life insurance, find the money, right? How can save on something, find some money.
Right.
Well, when you're saving somebody $500,000 a month under health insurance, well, you found the money.
Right.
And if you have any kind of skill as a life agent,
Right.
there's other opportunities there. You see where I'm going with this?
There you
Like
go.
life insurance, IULs, whatever. So
Right.
Work with business owners gives you just more meat on the bone, more opportunity to make other sales.
Yeah. Our goal when we started the company was to still sell life to these prospects. I mean, you save them $300 or $400 a month. Dude, write $100 term ad, man. That's $1,000.
Right.
Like you do that once a week, that's $50,000 that you never would have made. And it's on the same lead too. So let's think about that. You're not having to buy a separate life lead for that life sale.
Right.
You made the health sale, you add the life sale. So it's one lead, 2 sales,
Mm-hmm.
So, we love that.
Here at Schmidt Financial Services, we're adding new team members on a weekly basis. We're looking for motivated and disciplined individuals who are looking for an opportunity to earn a lucrative income and truly help people. For more information, go to smithfinancial.services.
And here's the coolest thing that I feel like I've learned from this conversation. Sometimes in previous businesses, and when I first started selling cars, okay, this is kind of a funny story, but I first started selling cars, and there were times that I sold a car, and I would kind of close my eyes and go, please, God, let that thing get out of here, let it make it down the road, and don't break down on them because it was a $5,000 car or a $10,000 car. That's what I was doing. Now in Benzy, I want to build rapport with my clients so that they stay with us. So now I'm going the extra mile. Not only am I a broker, then an agent, now I'm a part of their network. And I'm helping these small business owners see other opportunities. So that's what I think is amazing about this. It's like, hey, we're not selling a life policy and calling the next person. We're not selling this and calling the next person. There's a follow-up procedure. There's a post-sale that we talked about. That's like, hey, call me before your first appointment so we can make sure that that doctor is going to handle the right way, because we've all heard stories, right? But you guys, it's like, is that just y'all's character? Is that just who you are at your core? You want to take care of people and grow it that way? Or is that evolved?
I definitely think that's part of it. I think the other part of that is like, look, man, like if you want a renewal in this business, then you need to take care of your client after the sale.
Right.
It's very simple. And so like if they're running into a hiccup, that's the cool thing too. I will say this, like if you have a health insurance with Blue Cross or some of these major, huge, enormous companies, well, you have to call 1-800 number to get any help. Well, with our system, you call your agent.
Right.
Call Brian.
Yeah.
And then Brian or whoever, we're going to jump on the phone. We're going to help you.
Right.
And it may take 15 minutes out of your day to do it. But my God, she'll never forget that.
Yeah.
That family will never forget that. Hey, Brian helped me.
Hey, yes. Go ahead.
Here's the cool thing about health insurance, right? I've sold a lot of life policies over the years, and clients have thanked me, right? They've given me gifts, but rarely do they ever call me or somebody else call me like, hey, they were bragging about the life insurance you bought them, right? Health insurance, much different world. They'll be sitting in a locker room or talking or hanging out, whatever. And they'll be like, man, my health insurance, whatever, went up or whatever. And they'll be like, oh, you got to call my guy. My health insurance is great and it doesn't go up. So they're willing to brag on you. And of course, that makes you feel good as an agent, because like not only did I help them, but I helped them to the point where like they're willing to actually share other people with me. Like that's a good feeling.
You bring up a great point. He mentioned the rates don't go up. It's like if you just keep those clients on the books for 3, 4, 5 years, they go shop it, buddy, they're not going anywhere.
Right.
Because you're gonna get sticker shock because it's gonna be double what they're paying.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, dude, we're gonna keep it. So we feel that like we haven't. That's the persistency side that we haven't even seen yet because we're so new. But
we also encourage the clients right off the bat, use it. Like see that it works, right? Go to the chiro, go use your plan, get paid, right? And see that this is real insurance, because I had health insurance close to 20 years. Never filed a claim. Paid hundreds of thousands, probably premiums over 20 years. And I never even got a doctor's office covered because you didn't have to cover that. I didn't go a lot, but I'm saying like I never met deductibles or anything. And so it's like, with this, it's great. Like they get a win, they see that it's real, and they're like, this is great. I sold a buddy of mine, and I told him about the chiropractor part, and he went, and it's another friend of ours. We played basketball together. I didn't want to sell him because I hate selling friends, but he found out about mine. He said, I want this. So I did. And he called me one day, and I thought he was complaining. I was like, God, I took this call. And he's like, is this right? He got a check because they paid him not only for the chiropractic visit, but they did x-rays, because the chiropractor that we know doesn't like to touch anybody until he knows like what's going on with their spine and everything, right? Like, how do I really fix them? And so he got like this $700 check. He goes, I don't want to cash this. Is this right? I thought I was going to get like 100 or something. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it was actually a nice call. I thought he was complaining. I thought they screwed something up, right? And I'm like, now I got to dread seeing this guy twice a week at basketball.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a good feeling when like the plan works, and then he's excited. He's like, so what else do you got? You talked about this HMA to me before, can I get that? So it made a believer out of him. And that's also a good feeling as an agent. Yeah. Let them go use it. Let them become a believer. And I mean, the rest is pretty easy.
And that's, Andrew, you touched earlier on having the people around you win, right? And I'm hearing you say now customers are winning. So not only is your Benzy team winning, you guys are winning, now the customers are winning too. And they have opportunity to grow and see that. So, as we wrap up here today, because we got the awards coming up and you guys got 20 things to do in the next 10 minutes. Yep. So what would you, 50 things. I'm in 5 minutes. But thanks to you guys for allowing us to be here and the calls that you made just a little bit ago to make sure that us all goes smooth, man. You guys have always just like stepped up, stepped in and made it happen. And I feel like I can do that too. And that's where I see that. Hey, let's figure some stuff out. How can we win together? So as we conclude here, is there anything that you guys would want to share on a personal note, on a business note? Is there anything that, sometimes at this point, people will tell us a quote or something that they want to share? Just something, if you could share anything.
You got to give them the quote that we just shared, the video.
Yeah, I shared a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes. It says, we didn't come this far to only come this far. And I think that's our motto. Like, I'm not a complacent person. People tell me I set crazy goals. It's a challenge. I like to push for them. Do I hit them all? Absolutely not. But it's fun in the journey of doing it. And the thing I've always loved about insurance, especially Benzy, is every day is a new challenge and it pushes you. It's not boring. It's not stagnant. You can go and earn whatever you feel like you're worth, right? There's nothing holding you back. And I love that quote because you get there, it's like, well, go a little further.
Right.
Go a little further, set a bigger goal, help more people. And I will say this about Andrew's the same way. When we definitely agree on this when it comes to kind of our philosophy is it is so much more fun when people around us are making more money, having better lifestyle, taking their kids on trips they never could, buying homes that they never could afford, fixing their credit, like just a crazy life change. And we use that, we throw that word out there, but these are life-changing moments.
Yes.
There are agents that were in that room, top agents, right? Without naming names. They were quitting the business. They were going to go just get a job. Now they're making, I don't even want to say, a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of more money than their top income earners in the country.
Yeah.
And that to us, because we're not selling anymore, right? Those are the wins.
Just thinking about
Those are our wins. And so like, we love having people come on. When I hear someone, we get emails quite often or texts. Man, my wife was able to stay home, whatever. You changed our life. I had a lady came up, I'll tell you later. And she shared that with me too. And they were here they brought their whole family to here.
Wow.
They came up 2 days earlier, saying 2 days late, but that is inspiring. And that makes me want to go to work and the crazy hours we do and the stuff that I don't enjoy.
Yeah. We do some, midnight Zoom calls that, in this business. But I'll say this, and this is not to put a feather in his hat necessarily, but well, maybe it is. I've been in this business 14 years. He's been in it like 22, 23 years. And, it surrounding yourself with someone that has a vision that pushes you. It's just like a coach. Like I'll never forget when I played basketball in college, I played in high school, but it was my high school coach. My senior year, I had a new coach, old guy. He retired, come down from upstate New York. And he set me on the bench one day and he said, if you don't start shooting the ball, you're going to sit the bench. Well, because I didn't want to be the selfish player. So I was pass first, shoot second. Okay. And I started having 30-point games. But after that, because I kind of got the green light from the coach, hey, dude, I need you to shoot the ball. Right. So he pulled that out of me. So one thing that Nathan does that I really love, the mentorship that I get from him on a daily basis is that he pulls and he pushes me, to new heights. For example, like if I'm thinking like, oh yeah, we can do, $1 million a week in business. He's like, no, we need to be doing 2 million a week.
There you go.
Like he pushes me. And like, as the acting, probably CEO, president type mindset, because I think that's where he excels that's his goal. How do we move the needle? How do we push everyone forward and grow? Otherwise, like sometimes people can get stagnant and like kind of comfortable. I think he's the perfect fit for us because it's like we motivate each other in different ways, but he's pushing the company to reach new levels of success because that's like, if he don't, well then, who is?
Right.
Somebody's got to lead the ship. And so like, I really appreciate him and his leadership to constantly grow my mind and think like there is more, levels of this. There's more levels of this game. And let's go get him.
All right. He's telling you to shoot, right?
Coach, shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. Yeah, he's like,
Fire
dude, let's go.
Let's run it.
So they say nowadays, shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. Yeah. Or they say, let him cook.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But yeah.
Guys, thank y'all so much for your time here today. Jumping in the studio, having us, man. Thank you.
We appreciate
awesome,
you.
dude.
This is amazing setup, and we appreciate you. And I know you do anything for us too.
I love it.
The fact that you
got your back.
Yeah, the fact that you drug this thing up here from Alabama.
Yeah.
I think I saw on your story that you had a flat tire.
Right here.
Man, listen.
Oh, man.
The tire came through the floor. If you want to know the whole story, we repaired the floor. Go look underneath on your way out.
Is that not just like but that's the road to success.
Amen.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a smooth ride up here.
I looked at my wife right after
Just
that.
a metaphor. This is gonna be flat tires on the road to success, baby.
I looked at Courtney and I said, "Hey, babe, if this keeps happening, can we get a helmet and a cup? Because I keep getting kicked every freaking day, man. I need some protection here."
So just get it removed. You don't need to.
Yeah.
Cheers. Guys, thank y'all so much for being here. All right. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned for more episodes. All right.
Awesome.